Knight's Kingdom presents Batman Temptation, written by Timothy Yakoubek, based on characters by DC Comics. A woman in her 30s walks down a grim, damp alley on a frozen night. She looks up from her phone and abruptly stops walking. Her eyes widen. Across from her is a man in his 40s holding a gun. The woman drops her phone and is frozen in fear.
Give me everything you got, and I won't hurt you. Wallet, jewelry, anything. Hand it over. Come on!
The woman doesn't reply or move.
I said give me your money, or I'll shoot.
The mugger points his gun at the woman, but suddenly something hits the ground and a cloud of smoke appears. The lady runs away, and emerging from the smoke with glowing red eyes is Batman. Batman slowly walks forward as the mugger continuously shoots him until he runs out of bullets. The bullets do nothing against his bulletproof armor.
What's wrong? Scared?
Batman grabs the mugger by the collar of his jacket with both hands and slams him against the brick wall of the alley.
What the hell are you?
I'm your worst nightmare, and you can't wake up.
In a split second, Batman grabs the wrist of the mugger's hand holding the gun and breaks it.
Ah! You son of a bitch!
If I ever see you threaten or hurt another life again, you'll be in a lot more pain than you are now.
But I had to, man. I had to. I didn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice. Next time, make the right one, or you'll regret it.
Batman takes out his grappling gun and flies away as the sound of police sirens approaches the area. Bruce walks down a hallway with tall, elegant windows. Bruce enters another room where Alfred is sitting at a long table drinking tea and watching the news. Alfred then looks over at Bruce.
Well then, you're up early. Usually I don't see your face till 4 in the afternoon.
Well, the past few nights have been pretty quiet, ever since I crippled the Joker for what he did to Jason. Criminals are more afraid than ever to go out at night, at least the smart ones.
Bruce pulls out a chair and sits at the table with Alfred.
As are the police. I know you love Jason. We both did. But what you did to that madman was crossing the line, even for someone like him. At some point, there needs to be a limit. How far are you willing to let this darkness consume you until you become no better than them? You need to show that you're better. Give this city hope again.
I can't, Alfred. My temptation to kill grows every day. Criminals escape prison every day. Innocent people die every day. If the government can't do anything to stop it, then I will. I don't want to kill, but I can't just keep letting innocent people drop on the streets. It has to stop somehow, even if it means I have to make the difficult choice.
You're wrong. Your vengeance has blinded you from the truth. I think you've forgotten the reason you started doing this in the first place.
I still remember that night, Alfred, the way I felt. I can't let someone else go through that pain. I won't. This is just what needs to happen.
Your parents wouldn't want this for you. You can still move on, heal, live a happy life. It's never too late, Bruce. Don't let this spirit drag you to your grave. Please.
Bruce and Alfred stare at each other in silence for a few seconds. Alfred looks at the TV and raises the volume.
I am currently standing outside Gotham National Park, where it was recently reported that yet another civilian has been declared missing, making it the third instance this month. Authorities are still looking into this unusual investigation.
Sounds like we have some work to do.
I'll check it out first thing tonight. In the meantime, see what info you can gather from the computer that might help.
Will do, sir. And good luck.
Bruce stands up from the table and walks out of the room. Before Alfred does the same, he turns his head to the TV one last time.
Today also marks the 20th anniversary since the Gotham mining crew were trapped deep underground for almost 32 days. Survivors of the incident said they had to resort to cannibalism to survive. The abandoned mine shaft can still be found today in the woods of Gotham National Park, although it is heavily advised to not enter.
Alfred turns off the TV and stares forward with a serious and distressed tone on his face.
You don't fucking scare me.
In a dimly lit, dirty, abandoned warehouse, Joker finishes electrocuting Robin, who was tied to a chair wearing a makeshift Joker costume. Joker picks up a crowbar and begins striking him with it.
Oh, yes, you are. You're afraid of me. You're afraid of him. But most importantly, you're afraid of yourself. You're afraid of what you'll do to me if you let yourself go. You're afraid of becoming me.
I will never be like you.
Ah, but that's why I love you. You're just like the bat. The fear that you feel every single time you put on that stupid little outfit of yours. It's tempting. And just like the bat, you have a dark side that you struggle to hold back. But the difference between you and me is, I embrace it. I'm free. But you're just a prisoner of your own fear.
That's funny.
Joker walks away slowly with his back turned to Robin.
No, it's the truth.
Batman walks through the deep woods of Gotham National Park while it's snowing and there's a constant heavy wind. Batman raises his hand to tap his earpiece.
Alfred, you there?
Yes, sir. What can I help you with?
Find anything that might help with our missing people search?
Yes, quite a bit actually. You should definitely search the...
Alfred? Alfred, are you still there?
Batman continues walking through the heavy snow. After a few seconds, the wind in the forest begins to slowly wind down as the forest strangely turns silent. Batman reaches a part of the forest where he is shocked to see an open circle-like area made of dirt with no trees and nothing but a single deer skull in the middle. Batman looks around and then cautiously walks towards the skull to take a better look. An unknown creature watches Batman from the trees above. Batman kneels down and goes in to pick up the skull, but is interrupted when he hears what sounds like a woman yelling for help in the distance. "Help me! Anyone please help me!" Batman stands up and starts sprinting towards the voice. "Somebody please help me!" Batman continues to follow the voice, which ends up leading into a mysterious-looking cave. Batman stops running and looks at the dark cave entrance. Hesitant and heavily breathing, Batman slowly walks into the cave, eager to look for answers. He notices large, inhuman scratch marks on the walls.
What could have done this?
Hello, where are you? Stay calm. I'm here to help.
Batman! Help me! Batman realizes he carelessly walked into a trap. He starts to run towards the exit, but is stopped when he sees the silhouette of a large, lanky, humanoid creature with antlers blocking the way. The unknown creature starts to leap off the walls of the cave, getting closer and closer to Batman. Not knowing what to do, Batman throws an explosive battering at the creature. Batman runs in the other direction, desperately looking for a way out, as the screams of the monster continue behind him. Batman eventually finds an opening, pulls out his line launcher, and aims towards the trees in the distance. But before flying off, the creature lunges in from behind and scratches Batman, piercing his suit and plummeting him down the side of the mountain. As Batman lies on the ground, unable to currently move, the creature lets out one last, extra loud, screeching roar, and bats fly out of the cave.
Bruce? Bruce, can you hear me?
I'm here, Alfred.
Where the bloody hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for the past 20 minutes. Are you alright? Your heart rate increased massively.
I'm fine, Alfred. I'll explain everything when I get back. See you soon.
I better.
Places, everyone. I have the feeling he'll be here any second.
Joker's henchmen set up a long dinner table with Joker sitting at the far end of it with a big grin on his face. Batman loudly crashes through the window. Batman slowly stands up and stares at the Joker, menacingly, not saying a word.
There he is, the guest of honor. It's about time you show up. You're just in time for dinner. Look, have some pie. Courtesy of Professor Pig.
Joker picks up the cover of his plate, revealing the pie.
I knew you couldn't resist coming to save your little birdie. He kept telling me you'd come. Although he thought you'd come sooner.
Shut up! Where is he? Where is my son?
Your son?
Answer me!
Oh, you know, Bats, I spent days planning our date. Why don't you just have a seat?
Batman starts to walk forward towards the Joker.
I don't have time for your games, Joker. Tell me where he is!
Well, I guess you could say he's right on our plates. Quite figuratively and literally.
Joker picks up a piece of his pie with his fork and eats it.
You're lying.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Batman's fist clenched tightly.
I'll kill you!
Oh, please, you just kick my ass like you did last time. It doesn't matter what I do. You can never just kill me because you're afraid of what you'll turn into.
Joker stands up from his chair and takes out a small pocket knife.
But I know you want to. It's what you so desperately desire, yet you let the greed of your moral code outweigh the deaths of hundreds of lives at my hand. I exist because of you. I am your creation. We are one and the same. And it's all your fault!
Batman, enraged by Joker's words, throws a batarang at Joker's face, landing in his right eye, blinding it. Shocked, Joker's face turns dull, but then lights up again and smiles, knowing what he's unleashed. Frightened, Joker's henchmen run out of the building.
There you are.
Joker cuts the wire above the light switch with his knife on the wall behind him, causing all the lights in the building to flicker on and off every few seconds.
Just you and me, Batsy. One last dance between lovers.
I don't know why I ever thought you were still worth saving. You're not even a man. Jack died in that vat of acid. You're just a demon sent from hell. You don't deserve to live.
And yet, I am still breathing. You're a...
Batman sneaks up from behind and stabs Joker in the back. Joker falls to the ground, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down.
You coward. You still can't do it.
Batman rapidly punches Joker in the face as he laughs while Batman does it. He hesitates with the last punch, knowing one more would kill him. Once Joker is unconscious, Batman looks at the blood that covers his hands. He then takes off his cowl, looks at it, throws it against the wall, and starts to cry. An unknown screeching noise is heard in the distance, similar to the creature heard earlier in the story. Visibly weakened, Batman gets up and starts limping forward to leave the forest. After about 10 seconds of silently walking, he hears a twig snap, turns in the direction of the sound, and freezes. It's his son, Jason Todd, battered in blood and bruises.
Jason?
Look at yourself. You're weak, unfocused.
Jason, I'm sorry.
You left me to die! The world's greatest detective, they say. I was beaten and tortured by the Joker for 4 days before he killed me. The only reason you eventually showed up was he sent a message. Where were you? You left me to die!
I don't know. I tried. Jason,
Joker's
please.
right. You are a coward. Too afraid to make the right choice for your own selfish morality.
It's not that simple. The law must be followed. I'm a symbol of hope and justice. It's what separates us from them.
There's nothing separating you. All this power you hold and you let things go by. You're a killer! In a place like this, those rules don't work. You think you're above the law, yet you do nothing to improve it. Gotham doesn't need the Batman. They need a real hero. Make the right choice, Bruce.
I will.
Now hurry up. You're running out of time.
Batman frantically tries to run as fast as he can while still limping. Seeing the creature jump towards him through the trees beside him, Batman spots a tall tree and uses his line launcher and cape to launch himself into the air and glides away in the nick of time.
Alfred, open the gate. I'm almost there.
Welcome home, sir.
Batman enters the Batcave and gets off his motorcycle, but shortly after collapses to the floor and passes out. Alfred's eyes widen and runs to Batman's aid.
Bruce!
Bruce opens his eyes, turns to his left where he sees Alfred sitting on the chair by his side.
You saw it, didn't you?
Saw what, Alfred?
The Wendigo. I'd like for you to stay here and rest, but we both know that's not going to happen. Meet me in the cave. We have a lot to talk about.
Wait, Alfred. How long was I out?
2 days, sir. And the Joker escaped prison.
Bruce looks on with a mad but also confused face. Bruce and Alfred stand in front of the Bat computer.
The Wendigo is a mythological creature of Native American folklore. A cannibalistic spirit with a desire for human flesh that possesses humans and drives them to madness and murder. The living embodiment of greed and selfishness.
How do you know so much about this, Alfred?
I suppose it's about time I tell you the truth.
I thought we were done keeping secrets, Alfred.
This is the last one. Before I started working for your family, I wasn't in the military. I lied. I was a miner. Around this same time 20 years ago, I was assigned to work in Gotham City. Although I was hesitant, I still needed the money. After working for several days, everything seemed to be going all right, and in only a few more, we would finally be able to feel the sunlight again.
Alfred chips at the wall of the cave, but then suddenly the walls start to collapse, causing a cave-in and also dividing the miners into 2 groups.
Just one simple mistake can cause everything to fall apart.
Alfred and the other miners lay down up against the narrow cave wall, groaning in pain.
We were trapped for what felt like weeks. My throat dry, my stomach burning. I was convinced it was the end for all of us. After one of them finally dropped dead, another one couldn't take it anymore.
One of the miners begins to disgustingly eat the dead man, resorting to cannibalism to keep himself alive. Everyone else and Alfred refuse to join in the eating of the dead man.
I wanted to, but I just couldn't bring myself to commit such an atrocious act. Just a day later, the same comrade began to feel an inhuman-like rush of strength and energy, and we escaped.
The miner uses their newfound strength to dig their way out of the cave, and the man carries Alfred out, helping him escape as well.
We made our way through the forest, desperately looking for help, but what happened next was almost unexplainable.
The fellow miner drops Alfred and starts to yell in agony. The miner transforms into a Wendigo. Alfred and the Wendigo stare at each other.
It was like my own failure was staring back at me. I don't know why it didn't rip me to shreds right then and there. I was weak and unable to move, almost like I was invisible.
The Wendigo leaps away, leaving Alfred stranded and alone. Alfred passes out.
Days later, I woke up in a hospital. Turns out your father was just as adventurous as you. Your parents found me and brought me back to health. They saved my life, and for that, I'm forever grateful. I'm sorry I kept this secret from you for all these years, but I didn't want to believe that what I saw was real. Now I know the truth.
Great. So how do we stop it?
Stop it? You barely made it out alive last time.
That doesn't matter. I have to, Alfred. I have to try. Even if it kills me. This is my responsibility.
It doesn't have to be.
Yes, it does. I'm the only one that can stop it. Innocent people will continue to die. It would be selfish of me if I didn't.
This isn't your fault, Bruce. Everything in life has consequences that can lead to a different outcome. You can't control it.
I'm sorry, Alfred, but you can't talk me out of this. Not now. Not ever. How do we stop it?
Alfred looks down and has a small frown on his face.
Very well, sir.
Alfred looks back at the computer and types something in.
The 2 known ways to kill it are said to be either by fire or by piercing its ice-cold heart with the use of a silver blade or bullet.
Good to know. Alfred, give Lucius a call. I have some ideas for suit adjustments to give me the upper hand. And tell him it needs to be done by tonight.
Bruce, this creature overpowers you in every way possible. I hope you know what you're doing.
I'll meet you upstairs, Alfred.
Before Bruce heads up, he gets back on the computer to see how the Joker escaped prison.
Computer, display Arkham Asylum, cell D4. Security footage, February 15 through 17, 25.
What appears on screen starts off as normal, as we see the Joker sitting in a wheelchair in his cell. But over time, his appearance becomes more disturbing. His eye heals. He regains the ability to walk. His hair falls out and his skin begins to stretch. Limbs growing longer, nails and teeth growing long and sharp. What was once the Joker is now a Wendigo. The monster crashes through the bulletproof glass of the cell with the sound of screams and gunfire in the background. Bruce looks on in terror, with his eyes wide open in the shock of what he's just witnessed.
Bruce, are you still coming? I have Lucius on the phone.
Be there in a second, Alfred.
Bruce continues to stare at the screen for a few more seconds, then turns the computer off. Bruce runs upstairs to go talk with Lucius. Several hours later, we see Bruce putting on his new and advanced batsuit. The suit is made of an all-silver, bulletproof armor-like material, along with an all-red cape and glowing red eyes. New weapons additions include a wrist-mounted flamethrower and a double silver-bladed scythe. He then stands in front of Alfred and Lucius, who are looking at him with concern.
Bruce, are you sure about this? These suit modifications are risky.
I'm sure, Lucius. I need every advantage I can get.
Remember, Bruce, be careful.
I will.
Don't take any unnecessary risks.
Bruce puts his hand on Lucius's shoulder.
Thank you for everything.
Bruce walks forward and gets on his motorcycle, but before leaving, he is stopped by Alfred.
Bruce, please don't go. Don't let another father lose his son tonight.
Alfred, if I don't come back, promise me you'll find someone that can become a better Batman than I ever was.
But
I love you, Alfred.
Batman speeds off at his motorcycle, headed to the deep woods of Gotham for his final battle with the Wendigo. Batman speeds down the empty streets, approaching the dark, grim forest on the outskirts of Gotham. Batman rides into the forest, cutting through police tape that now covers the perimeter of the area. After a few moments, his red cape beautifully flowing in the wind, Batman returns to the same unusual-looking part of the forest where he found the single deer skull earlier in the story. But now, along the perimeter of the area, are the heads of the missing people on pikes pinned to the ground, as if the monster is mocking him. Batman, knowing it's a matter of time before the Wendigo arrives, pulls out his double-bladed scythe from behind his back. Batman circles around watching, waiting for the creature to appear.
Nice aim.
Looking up, Batman sees Deathstroke, standing on a branch in a tree above, holding a sniper.
That was only to get your attention. I'm more of a hand-to-hand fighter, you know that.
I don't have time for this, Slade.
Well, I do. You're a very valuable man these days, especially with your recent behavior.
Deathstroke jumps and stands up a few feet away from Batman.
Did you do this?
Deathstroke points with his thumb to the heads on the pikes nearby them.
No, but I know what did. And if you don't leave now, we'll both end up like them.
That's hard to believe.
Deathstroke takes out both of his swords, ready to fight Batman, and starts to walk towards him.
It's here.
It?
If you ever want the satisfaction of beating me yourself, you'll have to help me first.
Deathstroke nods his head, agreeing to Batman's plan, and goes back to back with him, waiting for the Wendigo's arrival. The Wendigo suddenly leaps out of the trees in front of them, lunging at Batman. Batman quickly lifts up his left hand, launching the fiery flames from his flamethrower at the monster, causing it to move out of the way. Taken off course by Batman, Deathstroke takes his opportunity and sprints towards the Wendigo, cutting off the monster's left arm. The Wendigo hits Deathstroke with its right arm, slamming Deathstroke against a nearby tree. The Wendigo quickly turns around, jumps onto a tree, and then leaps back at Batman, trying to grab him. Batman reacts by pulling out his line launcher and also using his flamethrower to attack the creature as he zips away. Then, out of nowhere, we see the Wendigo jump into the air, farther than we've ever seen before, and knocks Batman back towards the ground. As the Wendigo is holding Batman, ready to crush him, Batman throws his scythe into the air behind it. Deathstroke from behind the Wendigo grabs the scythe in midair and stabs the Wendigo in its ice-cold heart, shattering it. Deathstroke moves out of the way, and Batman finishes it off by continually inflaming it with his flamethrower until the monster is nothing but dust, and the spirit trapped inside flies away. Batman stands in front of the pile of dust that was once the Wendigo, not saying a word. A shuriken is thrown at Batman through the cloud of dust.
We're still not done here, Batman.
It never is.
Deathstroke jumps through the cloud of smoke, attacking Batman with his bow staff. Batman dodges the attack by rolling out of the way. Deathstroke goes in to hit Batman again, and Batman blocks it with his arm, both staring at each other with intent as they hold their positions. Batman breaks Deathstroke's bow staff with his sharp wrist gauntlets and headbutts Deathstroke in the face. Deathstroke falls to the ground and throws many explosives at Batman. Batman blocks them and falls to the ground. Deathstroke pulls out his army knife from his pocket and runs at Batman, trying to stab him. Still on the ground, Batman stops Deathstroke from trying to stab him with his arm and then trips Deathstroke with his leg. Deathstroke falls and Batman grabs Deathstroke's neck and punches him in the face. Deathstroke gets up, holding his face in pain. Batman disarms him by knocking the knife out of Deathstroke's other hand with a batarang, then runs and kicks Deathstroke, knocking him into a nearby tree. Batman steps on Deathstroke's chest before he can get up again and holds a batarang to Deathstroke's neck.
We're done here.
Batman takes his foot off Deathstroke, turns around, and starts walking away.
Fine, but don't be surprised when I pay your old butler a visit, Bruce.
Batman stops.
Fine. Have it your way.
Batman turns around, walks towards Deathstroke, and stabs him in his only eye with his batarang, leaving him completely blind.
This is over!
Deathstroke stands up, then grabs the batarang that is deep in his eye socket and pulls it out, revealing the damage.
No, it's not. This ends when one of us dies.
Deathstroke runs at Batman with the batarang in his hand, ready to kill. Batman moves out of the way and knocks Deathstroke onto the ground.
Stay down! How dare you? Where is your honor? Who the hell do you think you are?
Batman stares at Deathstroke.
I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman!
Batman returns to the Batcave and hugs Alfred.